Hello YouTube, we're MacDaddy1911A1 here with the Shade Tree Survivalist, coming to you from Utah today. By now, I am sure that everyone out there in YouTube land has been swamped by the media reports about the shooting in Aurora, Colorado. First, let me say that I thank God that our friend ASC Blue Eye, or none of his family, were in the middle of that melee. Whether we here at Shade Tree Survivalists have and are praying for all the victims, and even for Mr. Holmes. As a Christian, we are directed and taught to do so. We hate what he did. We condemn it in the strongest possible terms. Yet we are taught that we are to pray for our enemies and forgive them. It's not easy to do, that's for sure. Yet if we are to be forgiven our trespasses, we must forgive those who trespass against us. I have a long way to go to be able to claim that for myself. God forgive me for that. If I had been there, I would hope that I could have stopped this madman. However, being honest with you, the viewer, and just as importantly with myself, until I am faced with a situation like the one in Aurora, I can't say with certainty what I would do and not be lying. None of us can. Not even professional soldiers or police officers can say until they are faced with a situation like this one what they could or would do. Long, intense, and realistic training can and does cut down on the confusion and helps tremendously when the balloon goes up, or what is more commonly called when the shit hits the fan. However, it is widely known that if you make up your mind in advance what and how you will deal with a threat, you're already ahead in the ball game. Once the decision is made and you act, once the decision is made, you can act and not think. Unfortunately, the theater had a prohibition on concealed carry permit holders from carrying a firearm into the theater. So how did that work out for you, Cinemark? Cinemark are the ones who own the Century 16 theater where the shooting took place. And that's Cinemark. How about get on their website and tell them what you feel about that situation. I guarantee you they're going to get the butt suit off for this. Bet on it. I recently, and I believe it was on June the 9th, went to the movies to watch Prometheus, the prequel to Alien. And by God, I was carrying that day too. My brothers were with me, and as the oldest, it is my job to protect them, period. As long as I am alive, it will be my job. I think sometimes they think that I'm a little crazy. But in recent years, I think they have come to realize it's some of the rest of the world that's crazy. I think I'm grounded in reality. Situations like this one, and disasters both natural and man-made, have awakened them, I hope. What about you? Or are you still so far removed from this and other incidences that you still think it can never happen to me? If so, you are living in a dream world and need to wake up soon. I may be able to forgive the nutcase, but I hope if I were faced with an incident or an identical situation that I would be able to disable or kill that same nutcase. Whatever happens to his or her immortal soul will be determined by themselves and their actions and how they live their lives, and by God, not me. The nutcases of the world need to know that. I care what happens as a moral exercise. However, not so much that I'll commit suicide by nutcase. No freaking way. Nor will I commit murder by proxy because I'm worried about someone else, what someone else thinks, or about getting into trouble, or because I'm more worried about myself and my well-being. Like my lifelong friend Uncle Fester is so fond of quoting, all it takes for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Not on my watch. This is Mac Daddy 1911A1 with the Shade Tree Survivalist. I hope if you didn't exactly enjoy this, I hope it'll stir some thoughts in your minds on whether you are prepared for a situation like this if it would ever happen. And like I said earlier in the video, I don't know for sure what would ever happen in a situation like this. No one does until they are faced with a situation where their life and that of their loved ones, their friends, and their fellow man are on the line from a nutcase coming after them to shoot them, cut them, stab them, run them over with a car, whatever. No one really knows. Until the balloon goes up, till the crap hits the fan, no one does. Thank you for watching. Please keep the comments civilized if at all possible. Mac Daddy sign off.